And joining us now to talk more about Secretary of State Antony Blinken's three-day trip to China is Steve Yates, global strategist and senior fellow and chair of the China Policy Initiative with the America First Policy Institute. Steve, great to have you back on. A lot to get to, but first, I want to get your thoughts on Secretary Blinken's visit to China, his second trip to the PRC in less than a year.
Well, unfortunately for Secretary Blinken, I think it was somewhat doomed at the outset because the United States was coming with a long list of warnings that are justifiable but are overdue in many respects. And the Chinese engaged in some pretty clear public posturing, saying that they had some warnings back for the United States to respect their red lines and to not proceed with the TikTok legislation and a few other things on their list. So it seemed like this was a visit that was not likely to lead to a breakthrough. And it looks as though Secretary Blinken read from his points and the Chinese leaders read from theirs. And I haven't seen any real measurable progress in the outtakes.
Yeah, and Steve, when Secretary Blinken touched down in China on Wednesday, it was the same day, as you know, that President Biden signed a bill that included billions of military aid to Taiwan and a push to have China divest TikTok. And as Blinken stepped onto the runway, one thing that was notably missing is the red carpet that's customarily rolled out for dignitaries. Steve, how significant do you think that is, if at all, and what do you think that may signal?
Well, it's mostly signaling to China's domestic audience. The people of China are very well trained to watch for the subtleties and not so subtleties about ways that Chinese leaders grip and grin and show respect or disrespect to their guests. So the lack of red carpet, making Secretary Blinken sit to the side instead of face to face, not holding his hand while shaking for the cameras, all of these are little subtle slights to show that he is lower rank and that he may not be seen in that context as a close friend.
Yeah, and also, as we mentioned, Blinken said ensuring transatlantic security is a core U.S. interest, making clear that if China does not address the problem, the U.S. will. So what do you think the U.S. could or should do?
Well, this is really problematic because, of course, China's support for Russia is not recent. It's been going through this entire conflict, and it's taken basically 2+ years for the administration to draw the linkage and issue a warning. So it's kind of hard for the Chinese to believe their ears if we say we're serious now. And also, I think from a Chinese point of view, they've been killing Americans in the numbers like hundreds of thousands with fentanyl and other things. And I think they're probably surprised that we're not pressing these kinds of sanctions for our own grievances. If we're not for our own people, why would we take risks for the Ukrainians?
And quickly, before I let you go, Steve, overall, what do you think will come from this visit, or what do you hope will come from it?
I think the administration was having the visit to try to buy time, to try to lay down markers, to communicate to the American audience and perhaps to our allies that they are on their brief. Unfortunately, there's two sides to this equation, and China gets to make decisions. And for now, I haven't seen any change in Xi Jinping's leadership direction of being fairly aggressive with his neighbors and with the United States. And I don't think Secretary Blinken had it in the cards to change that.
All right, Steve, thank you so much for coming on, for your insights. I always appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.